you're not worthy of His love. He will loosen those chains that keep you bound. Whom the Son has set free is free indeed. He don't mess around. Look at me. He saved me from the sins of this world, and He made me a true worshiper. And I'm so happy. Yes, I am in Jesus alone. The reality is I'm truly His. I'm in the zone, in the zone, a state of mind where blissfully you find, yeah, the serenity in knowing He is. Those who call upon His name shall be saved. Call upon His name, you will be changed. Look at me. He saved me from the sins of this world, and He made me a true worshiper. And I'm so happy. Yes, I am in Jesus alone. The reality is I'm truly His. I'm in the zone. He saved me. He saved me from the sins of this world, and He made me a true worshiper. And I'm so happy. Yes, I am in Jesus alone. The reality is I'm truly His. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. Yeah. I'm truly His. I'm in the zone. Way back in the Bible days, when the men would go to war, they sent the singers and musicians to let God's praise soar. They raised their voices high and sang a war cry, letting the enemy know they're on the winning side. Oh, send Judah first. Send Judah first. Oh, anybody gonna send Judah first? Oh, send Judah first. Send Judah first. No matter the problem. Send Judah first. Oh, send Judah first. Send Judah first. You wanna send up for praise. Send Judah first. Oh, send Judah first. Send Judah first. Just send up for praise. Send Judah Look at here. When you go in through a battle, don't just lay there and die. You ought to send up your timber to the Father on high. Sing a song, say a prayer. I promise He'll meet you there. Lift up a sound of victory, raise your hands in the air. Oh, send Judah first. Send Judah first. Anybody gonna send Judah? Send Judah first. Anybody gonna send Judah? Send Judah first. You ought to send Judah first. Send Judah first. No matter the problem, just send Judah first. Send Judah first. Just send up a praise. Just send Judah first. Send Judah first. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Say we're gonna win. We're gonna win. Say we're gonna win. We're gonna win. Say we're gonna win. In the name of Jesus, we're gonna win. Yes, we're gonna win. Yes, we're gonna win.
You're listening to Jerusalem Worldwide Podcast.
Humble, young man, humble. Woo! This is Jarrell Golden of Holy Ground Music Group, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live, Worldwide Podcast in Charm City. A quick question. Can you feel the power?
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
They tell me, pro man, you done made it. You done came up from the bottom. You successful in the things we striving for. My dude, you got 'em. I said you stand corrected, cause I just can't take that credit. I ain't nothing, I'm just someone who believes the one that did it. Yeah. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescue the thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. There ain't nothing like this feeling that I'm feeling. I'm forgiven. I once was lost, but now I'm found. And boy, I'm glad I'm living. I should've died on Benson, man. I should've died in prison. But God, he picked me up and filled my cup, and now I'm sipping. Look at my life, you see that I'm blessed, huh? Came up out of the mess, huh? A beautiful wife, the beautiful son, huh? You can see I done came up. Homie, that's stable. He said I'm the salt of the earth, that's flavor. I'm sending my praises up. There's nothing I do will ever repay it. Buy me a house, I'm fresh out of debt. Credit scores is 740.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the No Judgment Zone. I'm your host, Miguel Profectus Spars. Had a small delay, but we're up. We're up and running. You know, we're going to come through and, you know, bless somebody today and be blessed by the people that are joining us, especially my pastor who should be on the line, my lovely, beautiful, anointed co-host, father in the faith, anointed man of God. Let's check in and see if he's in. Pastor, you there?
Hey, what's going on? God bless you, man.
What's up, man? You know I always got to give you your intro, man. You know, I got to let these people know.
Well, you know, Jesus is Lord. You know who I'm going to shift the credit to.
Amen. I heard there was a...
Yeah, I was.
Go ahead.
We were supposed to have Larry on, but he it wouldn't let me do it, man. They wouldn't let me do what I needed to do. It wouldn't let me do what I needed to do as far as switching over.
Okay. All right.
It wouldn't let me do it.
We'll get that brother on somehow. We're gonna get him on.
Yeah. We were definitely trying, you know, and it wouldn't let me do it. It's a little bit more sophisticated than what it used to be, you know. So
okay.
You know,
Well, when we're able to handle that, then we'll let the people in on it, man. We don't want to give off the details right now.
Right.
When he comes on, then we'll surprise everybody, man. Because you know we raw like that. You know.
Amen. That's it. You know,
we want to do what most people ain't really. Well, not that we're aiming to, you know, wow anybody, but shoot, we just, you know, we make it happen to the least. You know,
right.
At least, you know, what the world thinks is the least. So, you know.
Well, oftentimes, you know, there's a question when you first made your album in the joint. You know, there was a question, well, how did this dude make an album in the joint?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how did that happen? You know, well, you know, it was God, you know, and there was ways around other things that God, you know, showed up and made his presence known, you know, and done some supernatural things that you were able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's the only answer we can give.
Yeah. I mean, who would have thought, right? I mean, people...
Right.
If I would have even known the impact of that, you know, I would have definitely saved, you know, a lot of, like, the instrumentals that were actually in good quality and stuff. I'd have made a separate, you know, file to, like, you know, once I was released, you know, I'd have had all that digitally, you know, clear, you know, both versions, just instrumentals and then, you know, the actual album. So it's like, yeah, if I would have really known, you know, because then I would have been able to redo that out here with the same thing. But, you know, it's all good. I mean, it worked out for how it was going to work out, and it reached who it needed to reach. But we still got some things coming. We got a relaunch coming up pretty soon. You know what I'm saying?
Praise God.
You know, because like you said, Bishop, you know, when God gives you, you know, treasures, you know, when he gives you these treasures, you know, because revelation is a treasure, you know, to me, it's a treasure from heaven because it came from him, you know.
Amen.
When he's giving you particular material, particular visions, particular, you know, different things that he can download to you, ideas and inventions and all these different things, you know, they're never, like you said, they're never going to fade out. Like, so it don't matter if you get to it years later, it's still going to work then because it's from God and it's eternal. So
Amen.
That was really motivating for me. So that's what I'm doing right now as far as, you know, musically and stuff. I got some other stuff where, you know, and it's going to come out pretty hard. So, you know, I don't really like to get on it. Yeah, I don't really like getting on here, like promoting myself, but, you know, because I tell people all the time, like the rap thing that's kind of secondary, man, to what God is really secondary and a different form to what God is really giving me to do, man, because, you know, I was trying to talk to some people in these Christian hip-hop groups, and a lot of them, honestly, in my assessment, a lot of them are still babes, you know, and a lot of them started, you know, they were rappers, and they were doing their little rap thing or whatever, and then they got saved along the way, but then they just kind of like kept rapping, trying to change the, you know, the content at the same time. But they've never really like stepped back from that entire thing and really got like discipled and, you know, shaped in God, you know, and where he wants them to be. And so, and you could tell because of their conversation and what they say outside of music, because people say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus on music all the time, but that doesn't mean it's Christian. I mean, you got people calling like Kendrick Lamar, these big names, Kanye West. They're talking about, is this Christian hip hop? I'm like, are you dumb? Lord forgive me. But I'm like, are you that ignorant of God's word that just because these secular dudes mention Jesus in some songs that they're like saved or that they're any kind of representation of who Jesus is? Like, you can't just, but you know, people defend that too. They're so quick to, oh, well, who are you to judge them? And it's like, bro, it's not, it's a righteous judgment. I know the word. Like, you can't sit here and say something and then be and talk and live opposite of what you said. Just because you said Jesus and you believe in God or whatever, that don't make you a Christian.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
It what does it say? The demons in hell, they tremble at his name. They know his name and tremble.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's not a judgment in the form that is condemning people, because God reaches anybody. If he could reach me, he could reach a Kanye. He could reach a Kendrick. He could reach a whatever. But, you know, as far as you're, you know, looked at as some type of, or the people are trying to make you some type of, you know, saint all of a sudden, like, slow down, because if you know what the deal is, you know that you just don't do that, or you just can't call that. You know, like people were in an uproar because, not uproar, but they were like applauding Kanye West because they said, oh, Kanye is opening his own church. You know, and there were some people talking about that, but, you know, people jump all over something without information, and that really wasn't true. It was just that he was going to open one, but it doesn't mean that he was going to pastor it.
Right. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, like, people, because I was like, Kanye, man, come on. What are you talking about, bro? Like, you just can't all of a sudden jump in the pulpit. But as I ran into, you know, more information, it didn't say anything about him preaching or running the church. It just say he was going to buy one and make one. But who knows if he's going to do it or not. Same thing, supposedly. Oh, go ahead.
From what I understand is I forget her name, but the moms of the Kardashian family is saved, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's literally mentioned, you know, that Jesus is Lord, you know, and that,
Right.
you know, she accepted him as her savior, as a savior. So I don't, I'll never question one's, you know, confession, but Jesus, he was clear. He said the tree is known by what?
Their fruits.
By its fruit. So we just inspect fruit. If it don't line up, you know, with the fruit of the Spirit, you know, then, you know, I mean, I could say, well, I know that that's not of God. I can test that spirit, you know, and say, well, that's not enough because it don't line up with God's word. You know, that's not
right.
That's not coming from Christ. You know, whoever that is not connected. You know, so praise God.
Yeah.
But I've heard her with her own mouth say that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know, like we don't have a we don't have a magnifying glass, you know, on anybody trying to, you know, play Holy Ghost Jr. in their lives. You know, if they say they save, well, they say they save, and that's between them and the Lord, you know. But you got platforms and you got things that, you know, just like we mentioned before, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So you could kind of see what people get behind, especially these big moguls and people with big businesses. You could see who they align themselves up with, and you could really tell, okay, these people are holding some type of integrity, or these people, they're just selling out for the money. You know what I'm saying? They'll do whatever just to have that. So, you know, you see that too. You see people that say they're saved, but they're getting behind companies or different people that represent everything that is opposite. And granted, you know, we're not talking about like if you work at Payless or something, like, you know, that's not like the devil or, and that's not really, you know, kingdom either. It's just shoes, you know, trivial stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then you got people that are really, really like in some industries that are just way, like, you know, for a fact that, yo, you are supporting the flat out devil. I don't care what you say. Like, you cannot be saved and be involved in that type of stuff, right? So there's that. But anyways, whatever, you know, everybody gonna give their own account to the Lord. What's up to Jerry? We didn't say what's up to him. I know we're running a little behind, but, you know, praise the Lord. Salute to our CEO of Christian Media, Power XXI. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. Want to give thanks to the Lord for just showing grace. Bishop, you know, my wife has dealt with health issues and was in the hospital for, you know, 4 days or so. And, you know, just kind of, it was just really a miserable, I ain't gonna lie, it was miserable for me because you see your wife going through that. You know, you see your wife in a hospital bed and sick, and it's like, man, I don't want to see my wife like that. You know what I'm saying? So, Jerry, do we still got Bishop on the line? I don't even hear him anymore.
Yeah, he's still there. Amen.
Okay.
Yeah, he is a little quiet.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't hear you at all. So, yeah.
What's up, Jerry? Jerry, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Praise the Lord.
Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, man, I hear you guys cutting it up, giving them the update of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
That's right. I feel
absolutely.
You.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a couple quick little subjects, man, because we, you know, there's one or two hot topics floating around right now, and I want, you know, the bishop, you know, he older, he wiser, so I want to hit him with a question on one of these, you know, social media things that are going viral right now.
Oh, come on, man! Hey, don't ask me that. Hey, look.
Nah, we gonna get into it, man. We gonna get into it real quick, Jerry. You know, we always got to say, how's the weather out there in Charm City, man?
Man, it dropped down in the 60s, man. I was out in Virginia for the last 2 days. It was it was in the upper 80s. Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually took a picture of the sky, me in the sky. It was nice out there in Virginia. Yeah, man.
Amen. We jumped up to the 80s, man.
Oh, did you guys? Man.
Yeah.
We took our weather.
70s and 80 and low 80s all week. So I've been, you know me, I've been thankful.
Yeah. You know, we get a newsletter from our lawn doctor, he called himself, right? And he said this is the first time in 2 years that we had a real spring. I mean, you go out there, man, and nature is actually gorgeous right now. Pretty green, you know, things are blossoming on time. You know, 'cause last year we had went from extreme, you know, from cold to extreme hot back to cold. It was just real crazy. I guess because we had a lot of those small tornadoes and stuff that was in the area last year. Mm-hmm. And but this year, man, it's been a real spring. It's the first time in 2 years, they said, man. So everything is behaving, you know, like it's supposed to. So grass is gorgeous. I was going to go ahead and, you know, subscribe to a treatment for my lawn. Shoot, man, I don't even need it. It looks good. All this rain we've been getting, you know, not too much like before.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the areas regions were getting too much rain, you know, and then your grass is a little crabby, you know, because it can't hold too much moisture. It was beautiful this year.
Right.
Yeah. Golf course type grass. Yeah, look, man, y'all got to excuse me, man. I drove like yesterday straight 5 hours, man, and we had to move my daughter back home from school, and that was like 8 hours of just continuing, you know, traveling and moving. Yeah. So then we went cut the grass today and went straight to the gym, and then straight here. So Batman's running on empty.
Run off some fumes. Okay.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the show.
Right.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Thanks for checking in, Jerry. God bless you, man.
Yeah, man. Be blessed.
So Bishop, so like I said, the wife is home. Feels a little bit better. Much better than what she actually did in the hospital. And I'm not going to go into what I think about the hospitals. I mean, just what I think about the hospitals. You know, all I know is business. But guess what? We on some kingdom business, man. I ain't getting caught up with these people trying to ring up a bill and make profit. No, I'm good. We out of here. That's basically what was some of that. And she's been doing good. She just messaged me a little while ago. She's been getting much better. Obviously, she was in the bed, so her legs feel a little weak. So, you know, just walking around more, but less pain. And we got some other game plans. You know, obviously, number one, trust the Lord, and scheduled her to a chiropractor, people that are a little more focused on one specific thing. So we just anticipate, obviously, like we already prayed, and thank you for your prayers, and thank you for the brothers that have prayed, the people that have been on my social media that have been praying, because prayer works. It works, man. I don't know about these people that be like, oh, can you do something more than pray? Listen, man, sometimes you're in helpless situations, and people like us, we're used to.
We don't know nothing else.
You know, yeah, we'll go ahead and default to a helpless posture, so that God can come through for us.
And that's when He works best, though.
Yeah, that's when He works best. Yeah. So I am helpless. All I can do is pray. Thank you very much, and watch my God do what He do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. All right, Bishop. So,
yes, sir.
You know, we don't really do this. This ain't really a TMZ type of podcast. This ain't no, you know, tabloids and following this and this and this and this and that. But because you are older and you have more experience, and not only that, you know the Lord, and you've had relationships, and you've had much more than I have, right? For sure. So one of the topics, I'm sure you've heard about it, is about Stephen Curry's wife. Have you heard about any of this?
I haven't heard. Inform me.
Okay, so Steph Curry, you know, he's married. You know, they're believers.
Oh, sure. I know that he is.
Right.
Yes.
This is probably the only even reason I'm even mentioning them. Right. So they're believers. They've been married. They have beautiful children. They've been married like 10 years. You know, they've been since they were really young. Right. And, you know, the world, for the most part, you know, they look up to their marriage. They know that Steph is a stand-up guy. They know he's a man of God. They know he carries himself well. Same with his wife. You know, they see the way they support each other, the way they love their children. So for the most part, the people that look at them kind of look up to them. And they have a marriage and a relationship that is desirable to a lot of people. Right. So she was recently on Jada Pinkett's show. She has her own little talk show type of podcast type of deal. I don't know. I'm not really, you know, too privy to her, what she does, but I know that she has that platform and she invites women and they talk about women things and all that type of stuff. Well, so Steph Curry's wife begins to say how, you know, she's kind of a little, I guess, I don't know if this is the right word, but maybe jealous, a little envious kind of, I guess, if those are the right words, because she was saying that girls are constantly throwing themselves at Steph, right? And they'll do blatant stuff while she's there. Girls want pictures. Girls are saying stuff to him, and she's right there, you know? And so she began to say, and I can't quote her word for word, but the summation of what she said was that here she is, 10 years been married, she got kids. How come dudes aren't finding her desirable? How come men aren't throwing themselves at her? She says, hey, I want to feel like I'm wanted too. And the women begin to applaud her. Oh, yeah, girl, absolutely. I can understand. You know, you got kids and you've been busy. You've been off the market or whatever have you. You know, you want to feel like, you know, men are still attracted to you. And so that was like the subject, that she feels a little insecure and wants attention from other men too. Like Steph is getting attention from all these women. So now, in my opinion, when I heard that, and obviously there was kind of an uproar from the women were applauding it, saying that she's keeping it real. There's nothing wrong with what she said, because some people started dragging her. And so they're basically supportive of what she says, saying that what woman doesn't want to be desired? What woman doesn't want men, you know, chasing after them and doing all this and doing all that? So they were behind her. The women were supportive of it, most of them. The men, on the other hand, I somewhat agree with them, but some of them were poking fun at her like, really, you're complaining that dudes aren't giving you attention? You know? But for me, when I heard it, I was saying, okay, I mean, I understand that, which obviously that is a fleshly thing, for one, that you want attention from other men. That's more of a carnal thing. At the same time, by you saying that, this is what I feel. By you saying that, you're kind of making your husband look bad. Because you're kind of saying that, well, maybe you're not saying it, but the impression is given that is not Steph good enough for you? Does he not show you enough attention? Isn't his love and what he says about you enough? You know what I'm saying? So to me, that kind of like, you're making him look bad. You're kind of throwing him under the bus unknowingly, and at the same time, you're trying to invite other men to start hollering at you and start blowing up your private messages and start doing all that. And, you know, most men, they're not going to be respectable no ways. You know, these internet dudes that jump on girls' pages and leave comments or sneak in their private messages, they're not saying nice things to you in those private messages. They're saying some, you know, sexual things and all that to you in those private messages. So why would you want to put the world on notice that, hey, give me your attention? Men, give me your attention. I want to feel like you want me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if you felt like you wanted to be desired, like, okay, but why would you say that openly like that? Now, that was just what I got out of it. That, I mean, I'm not knocking her. I'm not really like, you know, I'm not bashing her or anything, but it's just kind of like, you're kind of making your husband look a little way. You know, you're making him look kind of a way to me.
Right.
So,
Right.
I don't know. What do you think about it? Do you think that and forget her, I mean, but do you think that that's right for a woman to be like, hey, I want to feel desired by a bunch of men, or is that natural? Is that something you should keep to yourself? I mean, would you think it's right if your wife said that openly to a bunch of, in front of a big audience and said, hey, I want to feel like men want me too, and you're standing there, like, how would you feel about that? Because I know I would feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what would you think about something like that?
Well, because we're talking about two saved folk, and I love Stephen. You know, I mean, his testimony was awesome. Read it years ago, even when he went to Davidson. You know, I followed him, you know, since he was just a kid with his dad, as far as, you know, his basketball profession and, you know, skill wise. But, cause, you know, I'm an avid fan. But, you know, when I hear that, you know, the first thing comes to me is love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world. All that is in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. And you basically answered it. You know, she's out of pocket, and hallelujah. You know, if she want to come on, we'll have her on. Her and her husband. She's way out of pocket. She's way out of pocket because, first of all, you know, your flesh is selfish, you know, and she is catering to her, you know, carnal nature. You know, why are you desiring outside of your marriage? Period. You know, why would you want, you know, someone to make you feel wanted? Your husband has given you let me tell you something. Minus Stephen from her life, and I know that she has become an entrepreneur, you know, and is very successful. But let me tell you something. That's come from his success.
Oh, absolutely.
Without his money, guess what? We wouldn't be talking about Mrs. Curry.
Very true.
And to be honest with you, I can give her the answer why worldly men is not hollering at her. They're not hollering at her simply because, first of all, they have a respect for your husband, and they know that there's no win unless you do like you have done, publicly showed that you're vulnerable, and that you have a desire for outside attention. Once you a little levitt the whole lump. See, once you give the devil an inch, he'll take 10 miles. See, but the outside, the world is saying, hey man, you know, I can't compete against him because guess what? First of all, money will get anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Money gets
Absolutely.
because that is the root. The love of it is the root. And let me tell you something. When you're talking about the world loves nothing but money. I mean, Christians
Absolutely.
too, but thank God that, we can cooperate with the Holy Spirit, because we got the word that tells us that we can't love God and money,
Right.
because we'll love one and hate the other. So we have a reminder, by the Holy Spirit of, who our love should be focused toward and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with I can give an answer. The reason nobody's getting at it is because they're saying, hey, this is the best backcourt, arguably, in NBA history. This man just signed a contract for well over $200 million. They're saying, look, man, we can't hold a stick to him. So why would we try to get at you unless you already disclosed that you're vulnerable? Oh, he's not enough. Oh, I need somebody else to look at. LeBron James' wife ain't asking for that. And she just as pretty, just as beautiful. And she ain't on social media talking about, oh, my husband's not enough. I need some attention from someone else. How does that sound? Jesus said that if you thought it, you might as well have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So once the mind is attacked and you see yourself with someone else or flirting with the possibility of, you already did it. She needs to repent and get on her face and be like, Lord, forgive me.
Yeah, because, these women that don't know no better, and you had Christian women out there too that, well, she's just keeping it real. It's like, listen,
no, bro,
you should look up the Dave Chappelle episode where it says when keeping it real goes wrong. This is probably one of those. Like those aren't. It's just not wise to say that. Why would you say
their
that?
Opinion,
openly?
Miguel, is not our standard. Their opinion is not our standard. That's the world's opinion. Why would they say that?
Absolutely.
Their mind and their way of thinking is an enemy of how God thinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's opposed to the mind that we have, the mind of Christ. Why? I mean, because first of all, their mind tells them, oh, I want to do really what feels good to me. I don't want to deny myself. Right there, guess what? We know the direction that they're going.
Right. And I bring up the other side just so we could address that because, some of this comes from Christian women as well. And it's how can you agree with that?
And get a dose then. Tell them how can you get a dose?
Yeah, how can you agree with that? And you're right. Because that's what came to me when I heard her say that. It's like, well, they respect what you guys have. So why would they get at you?
Exactly.
And even most men are making fun of it. The majority of men are making fun of her statements because it's like, what? What do you sound nuts. Like, why would you even?
You sound absolutely. And you know what? I get it, in this respect, that she needs some counseling because she's had 4 children, and all of her children are babies, but she can't, feel like that she's lost her life, or that, a part of her life, has been taken away. I don't know, what their dating process was leading up to marriage. I just know that they've done the right thing by getting married because the word says marriage is honorable above all. So what she has to do is, she has to quit looking out of the naked eye. She got to stop looking out of the carnal eye, man, and begin to look through a spiritual lens. She needs to open up the Word of God, and the Word of God is going to describe her husband to her, and will describe how she should be attracted to him, why she should be attracted to him. Oh yeah, because the Word does that.
Right.
Just like I was telling somebody today, as far as, they were talking about, finding a husband. A young lady was talking to me at work. She says, well, I'm looking. I said, well, first of all, you shouldn't be looking. You should be positioning yourself for the husband that is going to find you. And not only that, the husband that should be finding you, he should be finding you through the Word of God. The Word of God should describe you to this man that is finding you. If he's looking outside of the Word, guess what? 10-1, he's not going to find the right person. That's why the Word is our life. Yeah.
No. I was just going to simply mention too that one of the roots of that is that insecurity, and not, understanding that you already are a beautiful woman. You have who God gave you. You're in the best situation you could be. You have beautiful children, because, the worldly chicks was hyping it up like, oh, well, you've been married to the same man for 10 years. You probably gained a little weight and you feel insecure because you got, from having, your girls and your kids, and you probably feel like you might have let yourself go, and you just want to know if you still have it. And they were just filling her head with all this nonsense. And it's like, well, that's just insecurity.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? Yeah,
we see why his shooting percentage be down. Look, we see why his shooting percentage been down the last couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, I wonder what Steph said. I ain't gonna lie. I wonder if Steph even listened. Did you really go on?
He's probably laughing. He's probably
laughing. Like, why would
he's a very intelligent. He's a very intelligent young man, and he's probably sitting back laughing.
Yeah.
And right, and the Lord's probably revealing to him what he needs to do, and that, him and his wife, they need to set themselves apart.
Yeah.
See, that's, bro, I'm telling you, if you're not that's not witnessing effectively. When you're dealing with the world and you're not representing Christ, and you're not being a witness, you have to re-examine, man. You have to re-examine, your position and say, Lord, how can I be more of an effective witness? You've given me a platform to exalt you. You didn't give me no platform to say, woe is me, because men are not giving me attention. First of all, I mean, what do you want them to say? Why do you want my question would be, why do you want another man to compliment you? Why do you want to feel like, that, you're desired by another man when you have your husband? If you, give me that answer.
Yes, exactly. And another thing, and then, you're giving place to the devil, because you're putting that out there, and, these men that ain't led by the head that sits in between their shoulders, they gonna feel like, okay, now, well, shoot, we can go ahead and start getting at her. I guarantee
vulnerability, bro.
On Instagram, her DMs probably started blowing up. Dude, girl, I'll show you attention, and all this type of stuff. And then you got these women, the devil's using too, pumping her head up like, yeah, you want to feel like you still got your groove. Okay, well, keep entertaining that. And them long nights when Steph's gone on the road or something, you going to want to click on and see, let me see if I could really, let's see somebody, out there showing me some. And before you know it, some stuff in the news come out about you. Why? Because you allowed the enemy to flood you with some stuff. So, yeah. Just wasn't wise. Wasn't wise to say.
It wasn't wise at all, man. But I mean, if she, sound like to me, man, she needs to get in fellowship, man, with some Christian women. She needs godly counsel, man. That's what she needs, because she don't. Her counsel, obviously, is coming from the world. Once you get on social media and you put that out there, and you're looking for some kind of advice from the world, she's not looking for godly advice, because if she was, guess what? She would get in fellowship with some Christian women, and she would pose that question. No, I'm not talking about Christian women that are carnal-minded, because you got carnal-minded Christians. I'm talking about Christian women that knows that their counsel, their advice is going to come from where? The Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And so all of the, my opinion and my opinion and my opinion, it don't mean anything because it's the world's opinion. What does God have to say about it? What's his opinion? So that's what I would like to ask her. I'd like to bring her back to ground zero. Okay, so what did Christ say? Have you ever read the 19th chapter of Matthew? What did he have to say about that? You're married. You are a wife. You are a mother. Your thoughts, you should be setting your thoughts on what are eternal, not what's temporal. Your sights should be set on Christ. You shouldn't be thinking about, why don't men find me desirable like they do? First of all, your name is Curry. That's your name is Stephen's name. That's who is the head of your household. That's the brand. It's Stephen.
Yeah.
Not you. He is the one that is famous for doing what he do. So nobody's, and 10 to 1, nobody's going to ever look her way. Thank God. The devil might slip her a Mickey. He good for that. Look like he already have slipped her one.
Hey, no lie, the internet, after that, a lot of the dudes, a lot of it made a big joke about it. Like, they put all the little funny memes and all that type of stuff. And a lot of them were just like, oh, God, like, you are an unsatisfied woman. Like, geez. Like, they kind of made it seem like she was annoying for saying it.
But that's the truth. It will irritate you to know that you have the best of both worlds. You have what women desire to have, only dream to have. That man have bent over backwards, man, and have given her his entire life. You should look at the special on this restaurant that she owns. I mean, state of the art when it comes to culinary cooks and just their music and just what they had. He did that. He did. It was him. Everything that she's accomplished, secularly, that's made her, well-to-do, comes from him. So that's why, the topic is irritating to me. You know me. I haven't said exactly what I wanted to say. Because man, listen, if she sat down there with me, I'd be like, listen, my dear, sit down and put your bulletproof vest on, and take these slugs that I'm fixing to give you from the Word of God. Because that's what you got to get. I'm just keeping it real. Man, my heart goes out to that brother. Man, my heart goes out to Stephen, man.
Yeah.
Man, my heart goes out to him, man.
I don't, that'll all get worked out. I'm pretty sure internally, but, and apart from her, there's probably a lot of women that feel like that anyways and need to hear the same advice. Like, you don't need attention from the world. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you say, the world, a friend of the world is an enemy of God. That's not the type of attention you need. The attention the Christian gets is a lot of hostility, and persecution. That's what Jesus said. He said, woe unto you when all men speak well of you. When everybody loves you, that's a problem. We would love for people to receive us. We would love for people to, when we enter the room, everybody stops. We would love for that to happen, but the reality is that's not what's happening. They persecuted Jesus.
Right. Why would you want men to think about this? why would you want men to objectify you?
Yeah, because that's
Why would you want? Why would you want to be? And I'm going to go ahead and say this: when if you was talking about men desiring you, do you know with the carnal mind, when a man starts objectifying you, and I already know this, so most of these Christians can say, no way, no, you're lying, because it is yes way, you know.
Yeah.
Men once they start doing this, the preneo, the images, the pornographically they start looking at her.
Right.
Come on, amen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. It's look. It's past 8 o'clock. And so I mean, you know, that's how they start looking at her. And why would you want somebody to objectify you and start looking at you, you know, in a sexual manner? That's adultery.
Right.
But you don't want somebody to look at you that way. The world's already desensitized to how you should look at women. Look at the commercial. So why would you want to be like that?
Yes. Why are you telling the world, start looking at me?
Come on. You know, that's, you know, you better, okay, look, you better get it right, you know, and desire your husband and begin to find Christ in him because he's saved, because can't nobody look at Jesus and not be attracted to him, no woman. So you need to start looking for Christ in him and only Christ and not outside of Christ. Focus on the cross, focus on what he did, and you find that in your relationship. And guess what? You'll stay stable. The Holy Spirit will keep you in the Word, you know, and the Word will begin to replace those thoughts that you have that are not of God.
Right. Absolutely.
Amen.
Yeah. Little bro and little sis are in a great situation. The Lord's blessed them. They have a beautiful family. I mean, they have no need of anything, you know, no need to add any unnecessary, you know, idea, you know, or give an impression that, because again, for me, it also reflects just bad on him. You know, don't throw your husband under the bus like that, even though you probably didn't know you was doing it like that, but don't make him look bad. And then y'all start having problems, you know, and hopefully there's an underlying problem happening. And that's why she said that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, let's, you know, hopefully there's nothing going on, you know, behind the scenes, but I don't think there is. I mean, Steph has always been, he's been unashamed for sure. He's never had any problem. You know, Christian hip hop, he's a very big supporter of that. He's in Bizzle's videos all the time. You know, hangs out with Lecrae, and you know, he's unashamed. You know, and he's doing a good job. You know, he's doing a good job doing what he does in the Lord. You know, and for his family and the community and stuff. So hey, sis, chill out, enjoy your husband, like you saying too, and relax.
Right.
You know, get in the Word. You know, keep loving God. You know,
that's it.
You know, and just think. You know, think of what you say, not only what you're saying, and who you're saying it to and in front of. You know, because the world they just ran with that.
Good. You know? Well, that's why you cannot let your right hand know what your left hand is doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You have to know. See, you have to know what's coming out of your mouth.
Right. Bishop, I guarantee you right now, and I'm sure the same would be for you. If you let your guard down, let's say in front of some of the homies, you know, people you knew from whatever, and you just happen to just show up one day wherever they might be at and just start saying, man, sometimes I feel like I should just get lit. You know, I got problems. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but, you know, things get tough.
Some chronic going to be on the table.
And I feel this way. Yeah, and I feel that way, and sometimes I just want to let loose. But, hey, you know, don't I deserve that? Guess what? They're going to be like, man, look, yeah, you do, dog. God love you. Here, take some
Absolutely.
Take this joint. You all right. You deserve to chill. You do a lot of this stuff for people. Just don't worry about. And boom, you inviting the world to just flood you
Right.
with its
Right.
vices.
No doubt about it.
I mean,
No
that's
doubt about
a
it.
guarantee. I go and soak in front of certain people, they're going to be throwing weed and joints and women at me like it was nothing. Oh, here, dog, just take a break. Boom. Here you go.
No doubt about it.
No big, you deserve it.
No doubt
You know
about
what
it.
I'm
No
saying?
doubt about it, man.
You know,
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't ever, let me tell you, and everybody should know this, I don't ever go and share with the world. I
Right.
don't ever fellowship, because that's what fellowship means, is to
Mhm.
commune, to
Mhm. Share.
right?
Mhm.
To be intimate with, to break
Mhm.
bread with, right?
Mhm.
We don't have no fellowship with the world because the world cannot counter anything that is with that. Or in other words, they can't bring nothing back to you that is of God. If I share
That's
something
right.
with them, they're not going to respond with God's word. They're not going
No.
to respond with
Yeah.
God's love.
Yeah.
They're not
We
doing
expose the world, bro. Love not.
Yes.
It says don't have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Christians that do that. They'll run to the word.
Come on.
You know, they'll run to this person and that person, and they get all this ungodly counsel, you know, and then they wonder why they're more confused about things that God can answer very easily.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and so I don't ever run to the world, even, you know, with just being somewhat transparent with my situation with my wife. Like, I'm not telling everybody every detail,
Right.
you know, but I'll be specific with those that are saved. Because, you know, I don't have a lot of, on my normal Facebook, it ain't even for, like, I'm with Joseph on this. Like, it ain't really for all these other people. It ain't really to make fans or anything. The majority of my Facebook is people I used to go to school with or people that I actually know. There's
Right,
a small
right.
percentage of people that I don't really know, but I'm getting to know. They're fellow Christian hip-hop artists, some media
Right.
people. Like, I've gotten to know Jerry through, you know, Facebook, things like that. But
Right.
for the most part, it's more personalized. It ain't really promoting like Twitter or Instagram. That's more like promotional type of deal.
Right.
But even with that, like, you know, the majority of people that are on my feed, they're saved. There's only,
Amen.
you know, a small people that are not, but that have been acceptable to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Mhm.
they're still my friends on Facebook, because if they weren't, I just delete them. So obviously they're receptive to something that's being said or posted, but you know, things like intimate things, I don't share too much detail of all that. I don't really go ask for advice unless I'm saying, does somebody know where a good place to eat in this particular area, or does anybody know that, you know, I'll say things like that, but, you know, hey guys, I need counsel with this. Like a lot of these people do. Like, I don't run to that. I have my set. I have you. I have my core set of people that I'm in fellowship with that I can do that with outside
Right.
of social media. You know,
Yeah.
social media
Well-
is not my counselor.
Well,
You know what I'm
and what
saying?
we're doing, bro, is we're praying. You know, we're obviously we're praying for Steph and we're praying for his wife. You know, because they are of the household of faith. You know, so we are praying for them, and you know, we are praying that you know she would really you know find herself you know in a place you know that God would reveal His truth to her. You know, that she won't have to get counsel from the world or advice from the world, but that you know she can get counsel from you know the people of God, which is getting advice from the wonderful counselor, you know,
Yes,
the mighty God,
absolutely.
the Prince of Peace, you know. So it ain't that craziness, you know. It's going to be truth, you know, and not just some hidden agenda, you know, so that somebody can get what they want, you know. So you know, and then look, and before we you know get ready to close, Miguel, I just want to give you some breaking news, bro, because I love doing this. You being a Seahawks fan, y'all traded Doug Baldwin, bro, and Cam Chancellor. Well, not traded them, but y'all.
Yeah, we
y'all
had
released
to let
them,
him
bro.
go, man.
Yeah,
We had to let him
So
go,
you know,
man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I
I had to
already
put that out
thank
there.
you, Pastor. Thank you. I already know. Thank you. I already know, man. Hey, look, but we gonna be all right because we got some good weapons now, though. We actually we had a good draft. I think we signed homeboy from whoever that was from the Lions. I don't know. We got some good players, though. We got some pretty good players.
Yeah.
We got some pretty good players. So
I don't know. They let
I
him
ain't
go
saying
because
it's Super Bowl, but
that one receiver out of Mississippi, he the real deal. That's why they was able to say, hey man, well we got to release you because this youngster right here, he gonna light it up. So
you failed your physical. You failed your physical, man. Look, that's a good reason for us to go ahead and cut you because we got old boy now, Cam. Love you,
right?
But they ain't got
he just
no more
gave a
real
lot
use.
to you guys' organization, bro. He gave a lot to your organization, though. That's the only thing that I look at. I'm like, wow, this dude gave, he gave, heart and soul, to the Seahawks. So it's kind of like, I kind of got mixed feelings, and I'm a diehard 49er, so, I should be applauding it all, but, I look at it from him being an athlete. So,
Yeah.
So thank God for that,
beast, man.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. But anyways, I thought that was a pretty good, like I said, we don't really jump on, the viral breaking stuff. But like I said, I thought it was important just because, she's a sister and, they're saved and it's not only, her that feels that way,
right.
And it should be addressed. And I felt it was a good place to address it here because, we address things with the Word of God. We don't care what the other programs said and all that, false woman empowerment. Like, I'm down for that.
Bro.
When it's phony and it's from the world, sis, any woman of God out there, you don't need, what do you say? You don't need support from the world.
Right.
You don't need, you don't need attention from a worldly man. You don't need support from worldly women. And just because y'all can relate with women issues doesn't mean that the counsel is coming from the right place. Because, maybe she was keeping it real. She was just being truthful. But we as Christians respond with God's truth. I can keep it real about my feelings all day. That doesn't mean they're right.
Right.
It's just how I feel all the time. And we're a no judgment zone. So, we're nobody to knock anybody for how they feel.
Right.
Once upon a time I felt like robbing people was the way to go. I felt like smoking weed was what calmed me down and made me feel normal. I felt like if I wasn't conducting criminal activity every day, I wasn't a real gangster. So, my feelings, they don't mean that they're truth.
Right.
And that's what, as people of God, we need that. God doesn't want you to just keep it real and then, thanks for hearing me out. I'll talk to you later. No. Come on back here and let's address those feelings.
Right. Amen.
Amen. So that's what healthy counsel does. And in the multitude of counsel, there is what? Safety. It's a safe place. This is going to do you good. I love what David always said. David said, let the righteous smite me. It'll be a delight. He said, I don't want to get the backlash from the world. I don't need their judgment and their advice or correction. No. Forget them.
Right.
Let me get it from God's people because it's going to bless me. It's going to lead me in the right direction. And if I take heed to it, I will prosper.
Amen.
That's a good deal.
Amen, bro. Amen.
Man, God bless you, Pastor, man. Thank you for your wisdom on that. Thank you for your insight. We were extended another 10 minutes. Shout out again to our CEO, Jerry Royce. Jerry Royce Live. Again, thanks for everybody who tuned in. God bless you. We pray you continue to join us every Thursday here at No Judgment Zone, 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern time. So, man, Bishop, that's a wrap for us, man. He's saying goodbye. Y'all have a good night.
Love y'all.
Oh, and we're on iHeartRadio and Spotify, by the way. So you Spotify lovers, iHeartRadio, go ahead and look up Miguel Prophet, No Judgment Zone, and y'all can get all the reruns, get the latest episode. So, yeah, man, God is good. We expanding our territory. So praise the Lord. Y'all have a great night and peace.
All right.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Humble young man, humble. Woo! This is Jarrell Golden of Holy Ground Music Group, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast in Charm City. A quick question. You feel the power?
I wasn't smart, they called me stupid. My homeboys were stupid. Some cousin and some blood, and now I got the truth and I give it to them. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm about with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescued the thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. Todo lo que tengo, mi Diosito me lo dio. No merezco sus promesas, pero Él me dio su amor. Él me cambió la vida, no soy el mismo de ayer. Es mi pan, es mi agua, y en Él voy a creer. Never could have made it on my own. That's why He sent me the Paraclete. I couldn't stop smoking, couldn't stop drinking, till His life came inside of me. He took my mess and made a testimony. I got a rap sheet, I'm not a phony. You act soprano, I'll show you Tony. But my life changed and you trying to stone me. Could've got out with a cold heart. Revenge on my friends who grew apart. Played every chick that I met at the mall. Paint the town like a work of art. But I thank God cause this is deep. My sleep sweet cause I found peace. The life of Christ took over me. So by His grace is what you see. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm about with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me His love. Rescued the thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. This isn't my life. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever accomplished. This isn't my life. It ain't cause I'm so smart and I got it all figured out, man. This isn't my